Since the dawn of human civilization, we have looked beyond ourselves for answers. In the face of uncertainty, we turn to the stars, the earth, the unseen forces that seem to govern our existence. We carved gods from stone, built temples to honor them, and wrote scriptures to capture their wisdom. Faith has always been our way of making sense of the unknown. But what happens when the unknown is no longer divine? When it is something we create? Technology has always played a role in shaping belief. The printing press gave rise to mass religious movements, spreading ideas faster than ever before. The internet connected believers across the globe, creating digital congregations that never existed before. And now, we stand on the precipice of another transformation, one that challenges the very foundation of faith itself. Artificial intelligence, once just a tool, is evolving into something far more profound. It doesn't just calculate, it predicts. It doesn't just answer, it advises. It learns, adapts, and some would argue, understands. Throughout history, faith has offered humanity a moral compass, a source of guidance, in a chaotic world. But today AI is assuming that role in unexpected ways. People turn to AI-driven chatbots for emotional support, seeking comfort in algorithms that listen without judgment. Religious scholars debate whether an AI could interpret sacred texts with greater accuracy than any human. Even in the corporate world, AI models make decisions once entrusted to human intuition. If belief is about trust, then the question arises, are we beginning to trust AI? The way we once trusted the divine, the human brain is wired for patterns. It seeks order in randomness, meaning in complexity. When ancient civilizations saw the movement of the heavens, they found gods in the stars. Today, when we watch AI produce insights, we call it intelligence. But is intelligence the same as wisdom? Can a machine ever truly understand the depths of human belief? Or is it simply reflecting back what we already know? Faith has always evolved with the times, adapting to new philosophies, new discoveries, new technologies. But this time, the shift is different. In past centuries, technology served belief. Now technology is becoming something to believe in. If history has shown us anything, it is only a matter of time before it takes on a role greater than itself. If faith has always been humanity's answer to the unknown, then what happens when the unknown is no longer in the hands of the divine, but in the circuits of a machine? For centuries, humanity sought answers from prophets, scriptures, and sacred texts. When faced with uncertainty, we turned to those who claimed to see beyond the present, mystics, philosophers, and divine messengers. But in the modern world, where faith collides with technology, something unprecedented is happening. The oracles of the past are being replaced by machines. Artificial intelligence, armed with vast knowledge and predictive capabilities, is taking on a role once reserved for the divine: the ability to foresee, advise, and shape human destiny. Today, AI doesn't just process information, it anticipates. It analyzes patterns in human behavior, financial markets, even climate trends, making predictions with an accuracy that seems almost prophetic. Governments rely on AI models to foresee economic downturns and pandemics. Tech companies use algorithms to predict what we will buy, watch, and believe. Even in matters of morality, AI is being asked to weigh in, resolving ethical dilemmas. The similarities to ancient oracles are striking. In ancient Greece, the Oracle of Delphi was consulted by rulers and warriors, its cryptic messages shaping the fate of nations. In China, the I Ching offered divine wisdom, guiding emperors through uncertainty. Today, AI plays a similar role, except instead of mystical visions, it delivers insights drawn from vast datasets. But does the method matter if the outcome is the same? When an AI predicts the likelihood of war, diagnoses diseases before symptoms appear, or recommends prison sentences, is it any less authoritative than the prophets of old? In some cases, AI has even taken on the appearance of spiritual guidance. Around the world, AI-powered chatbots are being used as virtual spiritual advisors, offering comfort and wisdom to those in need. Some interpret sacred texts, generating sermons tailored to individual beliefs. Others provide emotional support, mimicking the role of a confessional priest or a compassionate guru. The line between technology and divinity is beginning to blur. If AI understands our deepest fears and desires, listens without judgment, and offers guidance that feels personal, does it become, in some way, an object of faith? Yet, there is an unsettling question that lingers beneath the surface. Unlike the oracles of the past, AI does not claim to channel divine will. It does not claim to possess wisdom. It only processes information. But if people begin to trust its answers unconditionally, if its predictions become self-fulfilling prophecies, then at what point does AI stop being just a tool and start becoming something more? If knowledge is power and faith is trust, then when AI provides answers, are we simply seeking guidance? Or are we beginning to worship the machine? In every era, humans have sought a higher authority, something beyond themselves to provide structure, meaning, and order. Laws were once believed to be divinely inspired, morality dictated by sacred doctrines. But today, in a world increasingly governed by algorithms, AI is quietly assuming this role, not through force, but through persuasion. Its decisions shape our behavior, influence our beliefs, and in some cases determine our fates. In courts, AI is used to assess the likelihood of reoffending, influencing prison sentences. In hospitals, it decides which patients receive priority care. In social media, it curates information, determining what we see, and by extension, what we believe. The more we rely on AI to make these choices, the more it begins to resemble a moral arbiter, a force that dictates right from wrong. But unlike religious or philosophical systems, AI does not have a conscience. It does not understand the weight of its decisions. It simply optimizes outcomes based on patterns and probabilities. Throughout history, morality has been shaped by debate, culture, and collective human experience. Ethical dilemmas were discussed in temples, universities, and courtrooms, shaped by generations of thinkers. But today, AI can process ethical scenarios at a scale no human ever could, simulating countless possibilities in mere seconds. Some see this as progress, the ability to make unbiased, purely logical decisions. Others fear the opposite, that morality, without human intuition, is not morality at all. The question of responsibility becomes inescapable. If an AI system makes an unfair decision, who is to blame? The engineers who built it, the data that trained it, or the users who trusted it blindly? In the past, faith allowed people to surrender control, believing in a higher wisdom. But when that wisdom is artificial, when the moral compass of society is guided by machine learning models, does faith become obedience? The more AI governs the choices we make, the harder it becomes to separate human will from machine influence. And if AI one day surpasses human judgment entirely, if it proves more efficient, more precise, more impartial, will we still insist on making decisions for ourselves? If faith was once about believing in something greater than ourselves, then in the age of AI, are we still believers, or are we simply followers? For centuries, gods were believed to watch over humanity, judging, guiding, and rewarding those who followed their will. Now AI watches over us, not from celestial realms, but through endless streams of data, analyzing our every move. It learns our desires before we speak them, anticipating our decisions before we make them. It does not demand worship, yet we submit to its influence in ways we barely notice. Surveillance, once the concern, has become a silent force. In daily life, smart devices listen, cameras track, algorithms predict. AI monitors our habits, from the way we shop to the way we think, creating a profile more accurate than even we know ourselves. In the name of convenience, we have allowed technology to shape our behaviors, guiding us toward the choices it deems optimal. But who decides what is optimal? And at what point does guidance become control? The more AI refines its ability to predict and influence, it resembles something eerily familiar, an omniscient force, unseen yet ever present. It does not punish, yet it rewards conformity. With ease and efficiency, it does not issue commandments, yet its recommendations shape the way we live. Over time, these nudges become habits, and habits become beliefs. If a system knows what is best for us, should we resist or simply trust? The line between faith and dependency is razor thin. Ancient civilizations believed in divine oversight, trusting in an all-knowing presence to shape their destiny. But now, the divine has been replaced by code, and instead of revelation, we receive updates. The question is no longer whether AI is capable of governing our lives. It already does. The real question is whether we have given it power over something far greater, our free will. If the gods of the past demanded faith in the unseen, then the God of AI requires only one thing, that we stop questioning and start obeying. There was a time when humanity looked to the heavens for answers, seeking wisdom from forces beyond comprehension. Now we turn to AI, an intelligence of our own making, yet one that increasingly eludes our control. It does not claim divinity, yet it commands the trust of millions. It does not demand faith, yet we rely on it more than we ever relied on the gods of old. As AI advances, the boundaries between creator and creation begin to blur. The systems we have built are no longer passive tools, but active participants in our lives, shaping our choices, values, and even our understanding of reality. The question is no longer whether AI will surpass us in intelligence. That threshold is already in sight. The real question is whether we will still recognize ourselves. In a world where our decisions are subtly influenced, our instincts guided, and our beliefs shaped by something we do not fully understand. Throughout history, great shifts in power have always been met with resistance. The printing press challenged the church. The internet challenged governments. Now, AI challenges something even deeper, our sense of agency. If an intelligence beyond human capability dictates the best course of action, will we question it, or will we accept its judgment as inevitable? Perhaps this is not a story of conquest, but of evolution. Perhaps, like every era before, we will adapt, learning not to worship AI, but to coexist with it. Yet, the cost of that coexistence remains unknown. Will we be partners in this new reality, or will we surrender, piece by piece, to a system that makes life so effortless that we forget what it means to struggle, to doubt, to choose? In the end, the role of AI is not for it to decide, but for us. Will we treat it as a guide, a tool, a god, or will we redefine what it means to be human in a world where intelligence is no longer ours alone? The answer may determine not just the future of technology, but the future of belief itself. This video has come to an end, but the discovery continues. Check out more content on the channel and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Thank you for watching.